everyone, and welcome to the 1-2 Football Talk Show. Today, we're here with the gaffer himself, Martin. Say hello, Martin.
Hello.
We've also got the landlord himself, Dean, the landlord, right?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Landlord.
How is everyone today? Make sure you get your comments down. We want to hear all your views, all your stories, if you have any. And obviously, any questions are absolutely welcome. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the Premier League. We're going to talk a little bit about the top four. We'll cover some subjects on the current top four, probably who we think should end top four. And obviously, we want to hear your top fours as well. So get them in the comments so we can have a look. How you doing, Dino? You all right?
I'm all good. Cole, how's it going?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Getting on with it as usual. Doing the old daily,
man.
trying to avoid the news.
I like that.
You're damn right. The only news I plug into is Dino's.
Dino's Facebook page.
He's my only outlet of news. And I don't care who knows it.
Dino's Facebook page is the only news worth watching.
Oh wow.
Dean the landlord, right? His Facebook is the only news worth watching.
Mate, don't follow me. I don't know where I'm going, so don't follow me, man. We'll all end up going in circles. I'll tell you that for sure, mate.
Mate, I'll tell you what. It's a funny world out there. Nothing's funnier than the football season at the moment. How crazy is it?
It's absolutely. It's probably one of the strangest seasons I've ever seen in my whole lifetime. I'm growing up. I'm used to seeing the main top six at the top. Your Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Man United, Man City, Liverpool. And this season has probably been one of the weirdest because everyone's just got great teams at the moment. And I think with the no fans, there's no pressure on them. So everyone's beating everyone with stupid scorelines.
I think it doesn't help. It doesn't help the big teams because big teams often thrive on their big crowds. Like United, I know for a fact, the extra player is always giving them the push. The fans always give United that little push. And since they've just really played quiet. I mean, we're putting together a little run now, but I do think there's definitely been an adjustment period for all teams to come into this. And weirdly, I think a lot of the smaller teams have done well off the back of it, haven't they? Especially ones that are using more youngsters, because you think them youngsters ain't even used to playing in front of anyone, using their motivation.
Absolutely.
So it's just natural motivation rather than working off of the adrenaline from the crowd.
Exactly. It's a real strange one at the moment. Some of the fixtures are just unbelievable. Like some of the score lines is crazy. Liverpool, a real funny Liverpool, isn't it? They just look.
Oh man,
Dino, you're a Liverpool supporter.
Mate,
talk to us.
Let me tell you what. Right now, this Liverpool is the Liverpool that I know, and I'll tell you why. Because we'll go out and hammer United, and then the next week we're going to struggle and lose to your Brightons. It's a draw. It's a draw.
Of the United.
No. Well, you know what I'm saying. Though, we'll go out and we'll put up a good fight against a strong team, against the United, against the City. Yeah, we'll go out and maybe even get a win. But then the following week we'll play your Leeds United, your Aston Villa, and get an absolute spanking. I'm thinking to myself, to me, that's the Liverpool that I know anyway. Especially from the last couple of seasons, it's just been the regular. But for some of your other teams, it's looking like Leicester's back up there. United, I'm actually quite surprised about because a few weeks ago they were bottom half of the table,
15th. To be
change! What an absolute change!
Do you know what? Consistency is key, isn't it? Consistency in football is absolutely is king. consistency is king, and you scrabbling these like last minute results. Like, look at United, we struggled every single game. We've not won any easy. You know what I mean? None of it's been easy. Like even yesterday, we went 1-0 down.
I think for United, it's been like that since Sir Alex left.
Yeah. And like normally,
You're right about
games
that.
like yesterday, they might have gone 2-0 up and beat us. And we've just got a little bit of resolve now. But at the same time, we're not at our best.
I watched the United game yesterday, and I literally, when Fulham scored that first goal, I literally sat there like that. Like the defence didn't move. The defence just stood there and let him go. I was like, how much time has he got? Like, it's mad.
Do you know?
It's absolutely mental.
It's crazy because I watched a bit of the game yesterday, and I looked at Pogba's goal, and I thought, wow, what a goal from Pogba! It was out of the box. It was a left footer. I thought it was like, and he's predominantly right foot as well. He's a right-footed striker, isn't he?
He's a right-footed midfielder, yeah.
Right-footed midfielder. I thought, wow, what a goal! Like that showed it. Yeah, that shows a glimpse of his capability. But again, I still think like he's still got a lot more to prove, and he still owes United a lot more. But that just shows what he can do. Do you know what? Yeah, what I want to kind of touch on is this. Yeah, you've got no fans in the stadium. You score a goal. I get it. Yeah, you're happy. A little bit of a jump up and down. Excellent. What the hell are you running over to the corner flag for? Sliding on your knees and giving it a little bit of Didier Drogba and all this. What are you doing, you mug? What are you running over there for? Like,
who are you running to?
I'm like, who are you running? Yeah, what? Come on, what? I've watched a couple of games and I'm like this. What are you doing, you absolute moron? Like,
maybe they've been told that on the telly
it's in the script,
there's going to be a crowd on there. They're going to put a crowd, a virtual crowd.
A virtual crowd in there. I'm like, what are you doing running over kicking the corner flag? Mate, listen, there's nobody there.
I bet one of these mates said to him, one of the boys have said to him on the slide, like, look, if you score, proper get gas, because we've heard that the Sky Sports are gonna import a crowd, and it's gonna look proper good if you slide go nuts.
Mate, you're seeing some of these players, they're running over to the billboard there, and I'm thinking to myself, oh god, you just take the ball to the centre line, you muppet.
You know what? I mean, even the relief of a sportsman, like you're gonna feel elation, relief.
Yeah.
But, you don't run like why are you running to the crowd? Like, run to your mates, innit? Like, just run to your friends, like your teammates. Go into your teammates. Yeah. Like, where are you going?
That's it, exactly.
Like, you're not
that I would understand. Yeah, that I would understand. Bang, score a goal, yeah, and
get with your boys.
You run to your teammate, yeah, or even the guy that set you up, right? Yeah, big hug, let's go, or nudge some fists or whatever, or do a little, I don't know, high five, claps, together. whatever you've got going. Yeah, like you're running in the opposite direction away from your like. Hello? Okay, cool. All right, do you in it? I don't know, man. I don't know.
In front of the seats.
Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah, it's like just doing this. Ain't nobody there. No. Nobody's there, man.
Hello.
Wow. Do you know what? Yeah. Like, or what would have been good is. Do you know non-league football where you've got no fans in the crowd? You maybe got like one or two people, but you see one of the footballers scoring, run over it, jump over the barricade, go and sit in the crowd, and do you know what? Yeah, that's a celebration. Do that. And whoever scores that Liverpool Burnley. I don't know if you probably know one from there is watching, yeah. But Sadio Mane, if you score, yeah, I want you to jump the barricades and I want you to get in the stand. I want you to give it one of those, yeah.
And put one leg on top of the other.
You know what? You know what? I would love to actually see that from any Premier League player. I don't care who it is. I don't care what club they play for, but any Premier League player does that. It's all on you, Dino.
Do you know what? I'm going to put together a video for next week of the best celebrations, the funniest celebrations, and that could be in grassroots football or whatever, We might even reach out to our grassroots football friends and tell them to send us in video, so none of it's licensed, and make and see if we can do the best football celebrations, because I'm sure there's some really good ones out there. I've done a few in my lifetime. I run to the corner flag and dragged the corner flag out and was waving it from left to right. That was in a cup semi-final, and that was my hat-trick goal. And I got the flag out and I was waving the flag, and the other team the supporters were just slaughtering me for doing so. And that was a good one. And we've done, what else have we done? I'm sure we've done a few more than that. We've done some silly ones, dancing ones, the baby one we done. But it was really weird, because we saw Romario and that do it for the Brazilian team, the baby one. And then we done it on Sunday football, but we were all like 13. And we were all like rocking baby arms.
You were babies.
We were babies, rocking baby arms. I'm sure that was just for, and the other one we used to do is point to the sky. But I mean, people do that to represent their people that are not with them anymore. We were just pointing to the sky. We just thought that's what they do. So we pointed to the sky. We done some crazy ones that we just copied off of everywhere. It was good though. It's good celebrations.
I'm going to come up with a celebration to do if I score when we start playing games. When we play some games, if I score, I'm going to come up with a wicked celebration.
Dino, you got to go to people's pockets and take their money from their pockets. That's what everyone line up and pretend to give you money.
Yeah,
take my book out. Take out their door key.
Take their money.
Eviction notice. Yeah. That's it. Section 21, 21, 21, 21, or something like that.
That is what we should got to do, mate. What's Grant saying on the group? Is it the Corey show again? From my quick departure last week, guys. I had to jump out, man. I don't know why. I just come across mad ill, and I was actually throwing up. It was terrible. There's nothing I could do about it. And I had to take my phone and see how it was going. And I took it into the bathroom with me. And I was trying to turn the live on and being sick at the same time. It was not a good week for me. And Corey, I've got to hold you up for that one, mate. You've done really well getting on there. That was brilliant. And you kept it going until I just come back. I had to come back up and lock it off because I was feeling rotten. Slept downstairs on the sofa and all. Yeah, you've done really well, mate. So let's have Dino, talk to us about Liverpool season so far. What are you thinking?
Oh, do you know what? Yeah, I think we've used the excuses of not having Van Dijk there, and I think that's I think that's a mental thing. I think that's team mentality. We've lost an influential player, kind of heads down kind of thing. Yeah, but the reality of it is that they've got a very good keeper. They've got an okay back four for the time being, while some of our influential players are out. But you've got a very good midfield and a very good strike force. And if you can't work with one player down, then it says that you're just a one-man team kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And we had that for years with just Gerrard. We was always a one-man team with Gerrard there. He had a few good players that complemented him. It was always Gerrard having to pick us up. And I think that's the kind of mentality they've got because of Van Dijk. And we need to kind of pull our head out of that.
I think it wasn't coincidence when you went and got Torres and you done really well that season. And then when he left, you went and got Suarez and you done really well that season. It just showed that another influential player at the time just ticked your boxes, didn't it? Just sort of, Liverpool's fates turned around when you went and got Van Dijk and Alisson, wasn't it?
Alisson. Do you know what? Yeah, I was very skeptical of the 80 million Van Dijk. Very skeptical of that. But you know what? It's bloody paid off. I'll tell you that it has paid off. Alisson,
one player,
I didn't even know who it was. One player. What a turnaround! And Alisson, I didn't know much about him, but that was that was amazing.
They say a lot. I've been listening to a lot, obviously, with United over the years, and someone on one of the United podcasts said that it's a real hard thing when you don't trust your centre backs and you don't trust your keeper. It's very hard to go forward. Because you're very aware that if you lose the ball going forward, you could be counter-attacked, and then suddenly you're not taking the chances and taking the risk that you would because you're worried about losing it. Because if they counter-attack you, so a team very much withdraws when their main centre back or their goalkeeper's a bit dodgy. The whole team like almost clenches. Do you know what I mean? They go and It's very difficult.
Do you know what, that was something that I noticed with when I was playing with you guys in Danny Jones. Yeah, whenever Danny Jones was centre back, I always felt confident going forward because like you'd always play me up front, and I'm not a footballer by trade. Like it was only something that I was doing with you guys. That's why I was wearing basketball shorts playing football. It didn't make sense. Yeah.
Is that what you're going to get out there straight away this week? Yeah.
Yeah. Let it get out there. So
before you look.
But whenever he was. Yeah, before you lot beat down on me, yeah. So I was like, yeah. But when Danny Jones was there, like I always felt confident to go up and have a crack and just run.
Yeah.
Just let me run. I'll do my thing. If I mess up, I know that I've got you and your brothers behind me. I know I've got Danny Jones behind me. Yeah. So I was just like, I was confident to do that, and I think you're right with that. Yeah, you're more. I'm more confident in trying something a little extravagant. Yeah, and that says a lot. I think you're actually right. I think you're actually right about that.
Yeah, it's very, as a striker myself and a former centre midfielder, centre back, I've gone through the spine of the team and in my lifetime, and obviously playing up front now as an attacking player, I certainly am more aware of doing something out the blue or taking a risk, because I know that if the ball gets taken off me and your defenders are weak, or you feel like your defenders ain't up to it, or you've got a goalkeeper where every shot is a 50-50, like you are more aware, you're more cautious with the ball. You're cautious. And yeah, if I'm looking at the back, and as you say, you've got like Danny Jones at the back, you've got a keeper like Bill, like who we had, Big Bill. You've got someone like that in goal. You've got some good defenders at the back. Looking at Danny Baz and Gaz and professionals, you've got Van Dijk there who's got that pace. You do think, well, do you know what? You still got to get past them if you get the ball off me. You still got to get the ball past them if you get the ball off me. So actually, I'm gonna go for this. And you do take more, and you are a more attacking team. I'm definitely much more attacking.
You said something similar, Martin, about Man United when Maguire and Lindelof are at the back together.
Massive.
The attacking side of Man United are not so attacking; they're more defensive. But when they've got the likes of Bailly or Bailly at the back, Rashford, we know we've got pace. A lot more attacking.
Yeah, because we know if we lose it and it fires back at us quick, at least we've got someone with a bit of pace. Now, it's like Lindelof and Maguire. Again, 50-50. I think Lindelof is a better tackler. I think Maguire's a better headerer, but I think Lindelof is a better tackler. He's better on his feet than Maguire. Maguire has just got the price tag, but he can't sort his feet out. You saw that when he got blown up by Bergwijn at Tottenham. First game of the season, Stephen Bergwijn turned him inside out, and Maguire didn't even know what time. He thought he was still back in Greece. Like he was in Greece having a couple of vodkas still. Bergwijn turned him inside out, and he was still looking at Mykonos, and he scored the goal. It was unbelievable. Header, low. He is a header.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. In the air, he's dangerous and a great player, but on the ground, it's just dog. He
struggles, and he likes to label himself a ball-playing centre back. And do you know what? He is all right on the ball. I do find though he tries too hard doing it, and sometimes he overplays. Like he waits too long. Don't make his decisions quick enough, Maguire. Whereas Lindelof he's quite sharp. He's quite boom, he'll put it out, or he can pass it out really quick. Lindelof is very good going forward. I just think he's a better footballer than Maguire, but he ain't got the price tag, so Maguire will always start. And I just don't.
He'll always get the headlines as well.
He'll always get headlines, and then you got two players who ain't natural sprinters. You know, they're not quick. You're coming up against the Bergwijns and Raheem Sterlings, the quick forwards. You're in trouble against, you know, them two guys. Then suddenly your team's sitting deep, because if they pushed up to the halfway line, we're banging trouble again because they're not quick, and anyone can get behind them.
I just want to say something about on what you was talking about a second ago, Mark.
Yeah.
About the name or the price tag. I've always said this about the England team, and it applies also to the Premier League teams as well, that they always put the name before the talent or the form.
Yeah.
And like I've always said with like the old England team when Roy Hodgson was taking over, that he always picked the big names and not the players that were playing well together. And it's the same for like Man United. Like that time when McTominay was absolutely quality and bang on form, but he didn't play him because he picked the bigger name. Do you know what I mean? Because McTominay's still youth, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thankful now that McTominay's come through and he's, you know, starting to be a captain and really sort of pushing his way into the team. But back when he was absolutely bang on form, we didn't play him and we ended up losing games because of it. And like, it's just the Premier League teams, they're too focused on who's going to make.
It's the asset, isn't it? It's the asset as well.
Who's going to get them shirt sales?
Especially when you're looking up, when you're coming up to like the end of the season, you'll start seeing some players coming in that wasn't there around all season. You'll start seeing them coming in because the teams know that they'll get a better price if these players have got a few performances under their belt. So like when you see like Lingard, when like last 10 games of last season, you start seeing Lingard and you're thinking, well, he's not played all season, but he's playing now and he's playing rubbish. And yet you've got like McTominay on the bench, Fred on the bench, who are guys that are actually playing well. You got Juan Mata on the bench, like the guy. You got all these players on the bench, and Lingard's getting a little thing. But you know what? It's because they're trying to ship him out. They're trying to ship him out, and they can't ship him out.
The thing is, though, if he hasn't got no game time under his belt,
exactly, because then they'll barter him down.
Well, the thing is, it's like when you look at Maguire, I think, first of all, I'm thinking to myself, you paid £80 million for him.
Yeah.
Like that was bad business. No, it was good business from wherever he came from. Was it Leicester?
Leicester.
If he came from Leicester, that was good business for Leicester.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of business that will get a manager sacked. And I think Ollie's lucky to still be there off of that business.
He's not 80 million. He was a struggle. But remember, at the time, he'd won the league with Leicester. He was their most influential centre-back. He went to the World Cup and got to the semis. He scored goals at the World Cup. We came back. Every team wanted him. Man City wanted him. Like, every single team was bidding for him. And United went and chucked 18 million at him. And Leicester just went, yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Think, all right. Right, there he is. There's the keys. Take him. See ya. You know,
take him. Yeah.
You said
sold the scene, mate. That was it, man. There was an old.
But they were talking 50 mils. I think they were talking 50 mils. Like the cities and that. They were saying Maguire 50 mils. And I thought, you know what, 50 mil for an English centre-back who's just had a brilliant World Cup. He's won the Premier League with Leicester. He's doing really, really well. He's hungry, you know. And I thought, all right, 50, 60 mil, take him. They paid 80 for him. And I thought, well, could be an investment if he captains the team and he really like comes in and just gives an aura.
It does something,
Yeah, and it does something. You know, like Bruno has. If it does something, then you think, well, 80 million, that's all right. You know, because he's never going to move anywhere. Because British players, once they get to the big clubs, they rarely move to another Premiership team or out or abroad. So they only go down from hitting the big clubs.
And you're gonna struggle getting rid of him because he's been absolutely pants.
He'll never go up from United now.
No, he won't. He'll just go down.
And that was the thing. I think the jump for him, I think it was a little bit too big for him. But obviously, he as a footballer, as somebody who's getting paid like thousands a week, he's going to be like, no, it's not too big of a jump. I'm just having a bad patch and whatnot. But as an armchair supporter, somebody watching from the TV, watching his performance, watching him play, and looking at how Man United have developed over the years, he's not a United player. You're not United quality. No. You know, but that's just my opinion. I look at United, I think to myself, you're not that kind of, you're not United material.
No,
at first, when you look at Rashford,
I don't think he is.
You look at Rashford and you see the dedication that Rashford puts in. That's a United player.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, but him, McTominay as well. He's one that I like. I think he's dedicated to the cause.
I love that kid. I love him.
Yeah, you know
he's United through and through.
I agree.
He's got that. He's got that sort of like what is it? Is it what is it? The class of what was Beckham's class, and
92.
Was it the class of 92? Was it the class of 92? Yeah, he's got that kind of feel about him. He's got that kind of class of 92 feel about him.
He looks like he loves the club. He loves the club. He's like he's a one man. Like he's never. You can never see him going anywhere. Where's he going to go? He's just going to, he's going to be a proper, one of them players that when's he ever going to leave? He's never going to leave.
I hope that he takes his career there seriously. Like you look at sometimes what I mean by that is look at is it Wilshere, Jack Wilshere?
Yeah.
That kid right there, what a punk. That's what I say. What an absolute punk. You had the ability to be an Arsenal legend, an absolutely phenomenal player. But you just like how many goals how many career goals has he got? I think isn't there some sort of stat that Marcus Rashford scored more goals in one game than he's got career goals?
Yeah, I think he had the world at his feet, didn't he? He had the world at his feet, and they bigged him up massive, Wilshere. And do you know what though? I refuse to believe that he was injured all that time. Rob's got a couple of things. I don't want to ignore him. But he said hi, boys. So he said hello. And then he's taking a piss out of me for saying header. But that's all I can say. Header person of the ball. I don't know. He's going to go down as header.
And then he says,
Aubameyang was mustard, got his mega contract, and has been poor since. He has been poor. He looks like an absolute donkey lately. Aubameyang, he's been awful waste of money. Considering how good he was everywhere he's been, he should be embarrassing himself. He didn't win the league at Leicester. Maguire. I don't know about that. I don't think he did. I don't know if he did or not. I just thought he was their centre back when they did win the league. Wilshere was a midfielder. Rashford is a striker. Yeah.
It's the ethos behind it, or it's your mentality behind it. When you look at so it's like this. You look at I think Rashford's taken a leaf out of Ronaldo's book. Yeah, you look at the effort that Ronaldo has put into being the best player on the planet. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Rashford is he's taken that same kind of ethos, and you look at Jack Wilshere. He looks like he spent at least a season drinking beer.
Yeah, Wilshere. He's not playing, does he? Like, can't even. Wilshere's wasted his career. For me, he's wasted his career, and it's gone down as injuries. But his name has become synonymous with.
Listen, let me tell you something. Yeah, there are players that get injured. Yeah, but there are players that don't like you. When I look at Jack Wilshere, yeah, I kind of put him like I don't know how to say this. Like, he looks like he's an old English guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got that kind of that feel about him. Like like played football without shin pads in them ones. There, he's strong. Yeah. And like like your Gazzers.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Wilshere when I saw him play against Barcelona, and I've seen it on a few videos since. He was he just was unbelievable. He could do it all. That left foot of his was incredible. Like he had the world at his feet because he's got the talent. He had everything, and they were talking about they try and make up some rubbish about it's his style of play that keeps getting him injured. The way he tackles or some rubbish like that.
No, do you know what? Yeah, I think there's some
Premier League. Like,
I think there was something deeper than that. I think there's a cover up going there because the kid is he's one of those kids that do you know what? Yeah, he's one of those kids that would nut you. You know what I'm saying? But old school, like what? Have it, bang,
and then,
old school kid, man.
He could nutmeg you and then nut you. Like he was
it was that man. He was a tough kid. Alan Shearer. Do you know what? Yeah, he was that. He was like he'd had that sort of Alan Shearer kind of physicality about him. Listen, you weren't getting injured off of those stupid little tackles that were coming in, bruv.
And he was, and I think he's only short, isn't he? He's only like maybe 5'8", not 5'7", 5'8", I think. He's not very tall, Wilshere, but he was just a strong little tough little. I don't know what happened to his career. I just honestly now I think he's struggling to find a job.
Well, do you know, because he wasn't taking his career serious.
I think he went back to one of his old clubs.
Well, he went to West Ham, didn't he? Well, his Sunday League team.
I think he's gone back to a Sunday League team.
No, he ain't. I think. But I think he wasted it. I like Aaron Ramsey better than Wilshere. Only because I just thought Aaron Ramsey, he had that one big leg break. Then he went off to Cardiff, I think, Rob. And when he come back, he was unbelievable. I don't know why Arsenal got rid of him. He was unbelievable, Aaron Ramsey. I don't think they've replaced him. I think him and Ozil used to get tied up in the same positions. And so they banked and they got rid of him. He's at Bournemouth. It says,
but he's at Bournemouth. I don't think he is at Bournemouth anymore, is he?
I think he's training there. They might have offered him something, but I know he was doing it. I know he's like trying to trial out there, but he's like West Ham. Why can't he get in that West Ham team? Like, what's so bad about having Wilshere in your team? I don't know. I
think, to be honest, I think he's injury prone.
He's
very injury prone.
I think that's your problem. I think when you show that teams don't want to touch you because it's like, I'm not going to pay you hundreds of thousands or 50,000 to sit on the bench week in, week out for a whole season. Like, I'm not doing that. You know, a lot of teams are learning. Yeah, a lot of teams are learning their lessons on that.
All right, boys. I'll tell you what we'll do. Quick, what we'll say. Cool. Keep a list of this. We've talked about Liverpool. We'll just pop back to Liverpool quickly before we come back to Arsenal. We've talked about Liverpool. Van Dijk out. Makeshift defence. A bit of a problem scoring goals at the moment, a bit stuttery in front of goal. Top four, yes or no? What do you reckon, Dino?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon. Top four easily. And I reckon if we get rid of Salah in the summer, I reckon if we get rid of Salah, I reckon we'll win the league. If they stop using Salah, I reckon we'll win the league. Yeah,
which is going to be an unpopular opinion amongst most, but you can see that he's definitely there's some negativity wrapped around him. I think about he's had a couple of good seasons, and I think it's time. You know what though? If this is a United's worst case scenario that you got rid of Salah and went and got Sancho, that would just destroy it. That's it.
Business. Liverpool business should be.
Yeah.
Liverpool's business should be. Sell Gini Wijnaldum because Wijnaldum wants to go to Barcelona. So sell him, let him go. Get rid of Mohamed Salah and use that money, put a little bit on top with a packet of crisps and go and get Jordan Sancho.
Yeah. Go get the boy from over in Germany. Get him back over here.
Yep.
I think if Liverpool got him, that would be an absolute travesty for United. Also, they look at Liverpool at the moment have got a bit of power. If they win the league again, they're gonna look in a strong position to buy players and
to buy your Jordan Sancho's and there's talk about Mbappe as well.
If Mbappe ended up at Liverpool, and you know what? There's trouble ahead for him at Paris Saint-Germain. He's not playing well. I think he scored maybe 11 or 7 in 11 first 11, and he's only scored 1 in the last maybe 10 or 12 games or something like that. A stat I read the other day that he is not doing well, and the guy's calling him out. You know, the president, whatever, is calling him out, saying basically he's not good enough to be on the pitch at the moment. he's doing all these step overs, like he's doing 12 step overs instead of playing with his speed. Because Neymar's out, he's sort of trying to take the trickster on his shoulder, and he's trying to do like mad step overs and that, and he's trying to be like the big potato and the flary type of player, when actually he's more known for his speed and power than he is for his skills, you know. And he's trying to take, and apparently he's been awful. So there could be trouble ahead, and if that was to happen, I think it's either you've got to look at Real Madrid, or he's got to come to England. And in England, I can only see him going Liverpool, City, United. They're the three clubs really who would go for someone as big as Mbappe.
I think that's prolific as that, yeah.
On that note, I think if Pogba stays at United, I think he would slot in quite well at United.
Yeah, if Pogba stayed, and, you know, I'm not been big. Anyway, listen, Liverpool, top four, possible winners. Corey, what do you reckon?
I'm going to go in the opposite direction, and I'm going to say if Van Dijk is out for the rest of the season, they're not going to be able to claw it back. Yeah, they've got a solid front three.
But top four?
They can't rely on those top three to win the league, and they're going to concede goals.
But do you think they're going to be in top four?
Top four, do you reckon?
In the top four, yes. I reckon they'll be in the top four.
So write Liverpool's name down. Liverpool's name goes down. Yeah. Then we talked about Arsenal. What are we saying? Don't be too harsh. But let's put some reasoning behind it.
Listen, to be in the top four, to be in the top four, you've got to be an elite football club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which Arsenal? Arsenal are
no.
Arsenal fans a bit over now.
Yeah, no, but it's just inconsistency. The same as United the last 8 years. It's inconsistency. 1 minute you're beating, you could play against a top club, do really well. Arsenal beat us, remember? Beat United, and then they went on some terrible run of I don't know how many games they didn't get. They didn't get many points at all after beating us. So it shows that they can compete with the top, but they're not consistent enough to do that game in, game out. And it's consistency. That's how Leicester won the league. It's consistency. And Arsenal,
they were on it.
Like United, are just not consistent. We have got a little bit of consistency now. I just don't think. I think Arsenal will have a nice run, and then they will dip again, and I think that will stop them. So you're saying out of the top four, Dino. Corey, are you saying in or out of the top four?
So I'm going to say out of the top four, but I'm going to agree with Rob and say that they might just make top six.
We're not talking about top six.
No, I know, but they're not in the top four. They're not a good enough team anymore. No, they're not a good enough team anymore for me.
We'll put a 4 in, and then we'll pick a 2. Right? We'll put a 4 in, and then we'll pick a 2. So we're going to go over.
Okay. They won't even make it into that though.
Well, see, we're gonna put together a 4, and we'll go with the Premier League's big teams first. The standard big teams, and then we'll talk about the other teams and see who gets in our top 6. So, what are you saying, Cord? Top 4 or not?
No, not Arsenal.
Sorry, Rob. I'm going to say with Liverpool, I didn't really answer, but Liverpool for me, top 4 and possible winners, same as you, Dino, with that one. For me, Arsenal, not top 4. So, Core, write it down. They're not in top 4. Right? So, we've got Liverpool in there so far. Then we went to United. Consistency is key for me. Again, if we can keep consistent over the sort of January and February, I think we will do top 4, but I don't think we'll be competing to win it. That's just my opinion. Dino, what are you saying?
Easy top 4 for United.
Okay. Corey,
nice and simple. I'm going to say easy again.
They're just finding a little bit of consistency. They're winning games they shouldn't sometimes win, and that's how you know, innit, that you'll find a bit of consistency, because even when you're playing bad, you've nicked the game, and when you shouldn't really. So for me, I just think that's what gets you through sometimes. Not who's got the best players, who's paid the most out, not even who's got the best coach. It's sometimes consistency you find on the pitch with each other and grinding out them games that when you're playing bad, you're still nicking results. And that will get for United for a top 4. So Corey, whack them in the top 4.
They're already in it.
They're already in.
Yeah.
Dino, do you want to pick a next big team? Tottenham.
Ooh. Oh, wait, you said a big team. You said a big team. I thought you said pick a next team. Big team. Sorry. Then, if it's a big team, I'm going to say City. I thought you said just any team. I thought,
right, yeah. Let's go for City. Let's stick with the big teams first.
Yeah, big teams first. Yes.
Man City. For me, I'm going to say top 4 and the only team to really compete with Liverpool to win the league. I just think their consistency's kicking in now. I think it's kicking in now, and I think that will head them through. I just feel that if they can keep that consistency now, don't have any silly results that knock them down again, I think they will just tick over and start plugging in the 3 points. And I think United can stumble sometimes over the little results, like, again, going 1-0 down to Fulham yesterday, pegging it back 2-1 just about. On another day, they might have pulled a draw or a win out of the bag. So I think United have just got that little mistake in them for a day, that little lack of concentration, whereas Pep, he recognises these games and he tries to change it up quick. Same as Klopp. They try and change it up quick when you're not playing well. So I think, for me, City will go in and they will compete with Liverpool to win the league. What about you, Dino?
Oof. Oh, well, do you know, I'm just looking at Rob's messages, yeah? And he's put his top 6. It looks like he's put his top 6 in there. Oh.
Listen, we ain't talking about top 6. We're talking about top 4.
Yeah, top 4.
I think he had to stretch to get his Arsenal on the on some sort of list. I wanted them on some sort of list.
Do you know? I reckon I'm looking at I'm looking at City, right? And I don't know. I think they'll definitely be in the top 4. However, I don't think they're gonna challenge to win. I reckon they'll be in the top 4. Now, the reason I say that is because their players don't look hungry. I don't know, when I'm watching City play, they don't look hungry like they want. Like, yeah, we want to win the league, but they don't look like they want to win the league. You look at United,
I don't think I think their defense is a bit mad like this season. Again, like they're playing with who is it? John Stones and Laporte and Garcia.
Didn't Josh Stones scored? He scored a couple of goals the other day, didn't he?
Yeah. Rob said, involve everyone, or I'm off.
Mate, well, Rob, go and speak to your is it Kroenke, and tell him to make Arsenal a big team again. Until Arsenal are a big team, can't involve them.
What we're gonna do, Rob, is we're gonna pick the top 4, and then we're gonna go down the list a little bit just to see who people think. So we've got Rob's top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really stretched out 6, top 6. It looks like a lot of big teams in Leicester, who are bigger than quite a few of them at the moment. Leicester are doing very well. Okay, so who have we got in the top 4? We've got United, Liverpool. So
who's the last one?
Now we're on to Tottenham, aren't we? Let's go on to Tottenham.
No.
Reckon? Where are they sitting? At the moment, they've played 18 on 33 points. If they win the game in hand, they could jump up into the top 4. They ain't even got the game in hand. They played 18. So they're point behind Liverpool. But again, all it takes is for them to, for a couple of teams like that to win their games in hand. City's got a game in hand over us. If they win, they'll go 41 points. Liverpool got a game in hand. They'll go 37 points, which is, we'll put them right up there. Leicester's played 19. Tottenham, if they win, they'll go on 36 points into the top 4. But Everton have got 2 games in hand, which will take them to 41 points, which will put them a point above United if they win both of them games, Everton. So you're talking about bigger bigger fish to fry than some of these teams, isn't there?
See, now the thing is, when we talk about Tottenham, I don't think they've got the squad to keep them in the top 4.
Yeah, if Harry Kane and Son have one bad day, that's pretty much it for them. Like they're scrapping for the draw.
What's happened to Dele Alli?
Oh,
dropped off.
Dele Alli
Dropped off the planet.
Mate, I think they've ruined him.
He's another one like Lingard, the fame's gone to his head.
Yeah, Lingard.
Do you think so?
He's another Lingard.
100%.
Yeah.
The thing is,
he's
what's Dele Alli been doing?
TikTok, I believe.
Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, my God.
Hey,
he's been doing TikTok.
You know what? Yeah.
Hey, we all know who the TikToker is.
Who?
You.
Who, me?
The TikTok himself over there.
Going down the rabbit hole.
Mate, I just
6 a.m. in the morning.
I just put videos up of me knocking on my tenant's door. I know you ain't pulling that falling down the stairs shit on me. You hear? Are you conscious? Ain't no.
You can open your eyes and pay it down.
Oh God.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
A.M. Wife finds him asleep on the sofa with a 4 pint of milk and a box of Nesquik. He's been up.
I can't believe Dele Alli has been doing like social media over his football. I know Lingard's well into the social media, but apparently he's had some personal dramas.
Yeah.
That's not an official statement, yeah.
Look at Rob. Rob said, Dele Alli to PSG. I think he's right, mate. And I think Pochettino is going to come in strong for a couple of his old players. And I think Son is a very good player. For me,
yeah, I think
obviously him and Kane are the crown jewels in that whole club.
The thing is, Harry Kane. I don't think he'll leave Tottenham.
He's good.
Harry Kane.
He'll be a Gerrard.
He'll be a Gerrard. Like Gerrard was Liverpool, he'll be like that to Tottenham. He won't leave Tottenham. He'll be there until he retires.
Yeah.
The thing is, but the thing is, you look at Harry Kane. Now, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I look at Harry Kane and he's a good player, but I think he's well overrated. I don't think he would. If you put him into City, he wouldn't get into the City team. He wouldn't get into the United team. He wouldn't get into the Liverpool team.
Who's this, Harry Kane?
I think Harry Kane, yeah.
I've got to disagree with you.
He looks amazing at Tottenham. He does look amazing, but is he looking amazing because he's at Tottenham, and no one else is amazing at Tottenham, or is he amazing because he is that good? Son is better.
I've got to disagree with you. Son is 100% a banging player, but for me, Harry Kane. He might not be the quickest, he might not be the most technical, but he's always in the right place at the right time to put that ball in the back of the net. Whether it's with his head, with his left foot, with his right foot.
Yeah, he's got the
No, don't get me wrong. He's a good footballer. He's got a footballer's brain. Yeah, he's got a footballer's brain, and I'll give him that. I think he's a good player. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Is he a great player? No. He's a good player. He's not a great player. He wouldn't get. I'm telling you, he wouldn't get into City's team. He wouldn't get into United's team. He wouldn't get into Liverpool's team.
Would you swap him for Firmino?
He'd be. Hell no.
I would.
You're off your nut, mate.
No.
Firmino. I might swap him. I don't know. I might swap him for Jordan Henderson because they both run like ducks. But if you're gonna run like a duck, at least be tall. So I'd swap him for.
That's Rob saying,
no,
and that's hard for Rob because Rob, you should, mate. Why aren't you even on? Rob, you should get on here. He's gave us 30 comments, so why aren't you even on here?
Yeah, mate. And as an Arsenal player, that must have been hard for you to say. He'd walk into any sudden, are you drinking, bro? Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
I like it.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Someone tried saying the other day that Harry Kane is the best striker in the world right now. I know. Do you know what? For me, he's a great striker, but top in the world, like Lewandowski. Are you serious? That guy, Lewandowski, he's getting better as he's getting older.
Mate, and you're gonna compare. You're gonna put Harry Kane and Ronaldo in the same sentence. In the same sentence.
I wouldn't put them in the same. I wouldn't put them in the same airport hangar. I wouldn't even put them in the. They're not. They're just so different. Like they're not even in the same league.
The difference is Ronaldo is a private jet, a luxury private jet, and Harry Kane's a Fiat Panda. That's the difference.
I thought you were going to call him that crop duster off of that cartoon plane.
He's a Fiat Panda with no tax, mate. That's the difference. An untaxed Fiat Panda.
If we went for him, I'd probably be a little bit underwhelmed. As I say, I think he's a big fish for Tottenham. I think for Tottenham, he's a big fish. But I don't know if that carries over to, whether the pressures at United. But he also seems like the type of player that we will never find out. I reckon he's just going to sit and melt at Tottenham.
I hope so, because then he will go down as a Tottenham great, as an England great. That's what will happen. Yeah. But if he was to leave Tottenham, it would be a case of the Michael Owens.
Yeah, it would end up struggle everywhere else.
Yeah, man, you'd warm a bench. You'd want to get back. You won't be the same.
Well, one of the who was it the other day? It was maybe Carl Walker. I was watching on Tubes, Tubes for the old soccer. Tube. And he does like a golf show where they walk along and they talk with professional footballers, and I think who was it? No, it was Wayne Bridge, and they said to him, "Who's the best striker you've ever played with?" And he actually said Michael Owen. He said Owen in his prime was literally unplayable. Like he was the one player. He said, and I saw Shearer, I saw this, that, the other. And he went, and Michael Owen in his prime was by far the best striker I've ever played with in my life. He said he was in his youth, he was the best. When he was at Liverpool, he was the best player. He
was great and
unreal.
He unfortunately his decision to go to Real Madrid was like, bro, I get that you're great at Liverpool and you done really, really well in the England team and whatnot, but when you went to Real Madrid, you went at the wrong time. Do you know how many strikers they had? Like, who they had? Boy.
He had to fight with Benzema. He was never going to beat Benzema to this shirt anyway.
The Brazilian Ronaldo. Bro, you were not.
So it was actually was it maybe before Benzema? Was it Raul?
Yeah, it was
Ronaldo
before Benzema. Then? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Because that was the time, wasn't it? Steve McManaman was midfielder then.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, the thing is, Owen sometimes struggled to make the bench. You joined such a major team. You joined people that were firing on all cylinders. Everybody had to score each week to keep their place. He struggled to get the bench.
Yeah,
so you went from starting. Yeah, you went from starting being the main man at Liverpool to struggling to get bench at Real Madrid. See, there was a massive gap there. And if Harry Kane was to leave Tottenham, it would be the same thing. You might struggle to get the bench.
Yeah, and I think he slightly knows that. But so, what are we saying? Tottenham top 4 or no?
No.
Never.
No, I'm saying no too. So we still got a top 3. So that's a few of the bigger sides. Let's work our way down. Let's go straight for the neck and go for Leicester. What are we saying?
I'm going to say Leicester. It's hard, because they're playing so well. And I would love to actually say Leicester will make top 4. But I just feel like you've said already with the bigger teams like Man City and that, I just feel like they're going to overtake them and leave Leicester probably about 5th place.
But who overtakes them is the point. Who overtakes them? Because the closest at the moment is Tottenham. Then you've got Everton, West Ham, Chelsea in 8th, Arsenal in 10th. But who overtakes them? Well,
that's the thing.
20 games.
Obviously, Liverpool will overtake them. 100%.
Yeah,
no
Liverpool.
doubt about
But
it.
we know the top 4. Like, so our top 3 we don't have to worry about. But who gets that?
Yeah, it's the fourth. See,
does anyone overtake Leicester?
I was going to say Chelsea, but after watching some of their games, I'm thinking to myself, you are like really inconsistent, and for some of the players that you have, you can't be inconsistent like that. It's not good, man. It doesn't look good. So
we didn't even do Chelsea. We went
know.
to Leicester before Chelsea. Sorry, Jones.
Well, there you go. That is. So I would say, I don't know, man. I wanted to say, I didn't want to say Chelsea, but I'm going to say Leicester. Yeah, for me, I'm going to say Leicester. So
he's committed.
Leicester.
Go on, Corey.
It's such a difficult decision. I just don't know. This is like naming your kid or something. It's like, I don't know.
But what we'll do is we'll if our opinions separate, then we will put a separate list. We will put the person for the person.
Do you know what? I've made my mind up. If Leicester carry on playing Fofana, wait, is that his name? Yeah, Fofana. I reckon they will make top 4.
I'm straight going. Now I didn't want to answer because I don't want to influence your decision, but I think Leicester is top 4, and I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go Liverpool. I think it's going to go City, United, Leicester. That's my prediction. Write that down, Cor. That's my prediction. I don't know if that's any like. How do you think that top 4 is going to end up, Dino? Write this down, Cor, for the end of the season.
Yeah.
Write it down for the end of the season. Yeah. My top 4 is going to be in order.
In order.
Man United, Ooh. Liverpool, City, Leicester.
Ooh,
he's only saying that because he's only with 2 Man United fans.
I like the sound of that. No, this hang on. That's why we got him on, because he wouldn't say that.
Liverpool, City, United.
Dino wouldn't say that. Dino would tell us straight if he didn't think they were going to win it.
Yeah, no,
I like the idea of that. Yeah. And
right, Dino, United.
I don't.
Who's second?
United, Liverpool, City, Leicester.
City, Leicester.
And we're just about to kick off the Liverpool game.
Oi, oi.
Right. Well, in that case, let me get my top 4 in then. So I think that City, Liverpool, United, Leicester.
Put that down.
Okay, write it down.
Write that down, because then we're going to bring these up. Try it to the camera as well, Cor. Even your bad handwriting.
Are you sure?
Bring that up to the camera.
I'm not writing it. I'm putting it on my phone.
Enjoying. I think he's got a pen and a paper. He's enjoying dicks. Enjoying dicks on his page.
What are you talking about?
With hair.
I've lost my train of thought. Hang on. I'm spell checking now to make sure it all spells right.
They got D for Corrigi.
Where are you?
Right, hold it. Back a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. Right, that is recorded now. That is recorded.
That's it.
All right, that's cool, Cor.
Send that to the group.
That is, send that to the group. And put Rob's down as well. Rob's got a top 4 there. He's got a top 6.
Rob's got a top 6.
Don't even write. So who are we going for 5th and 6th? Dino, you can just go straight in. Let's
5th and 6th, I'm going to say Chelsea, Everton.
Okay. Chelsea, we're not going to bother writing them down.
Everton 5th, Chelsea 6th.
That's nice. Looking at it, I'm going to go with Everton, Tottenham. And I'm going to go with Tottenham in 5th, Everton in 6th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Everton, they're strong. I think Mourinho will have them there and thereabouts, but I don't think they'll crack that top 4. I just don't see Tottenham cracking that top 4.
This is where we find out. This is where we find out what kind of coach Jose Mourinho is, because everybody's saying that there was a lot of talk that Jose Mourinho is a wicked coach. Jose Mourinho is only a good coach if he's got the players, if he's allowed to buy the players that he wants, or buy the team that he wants. Other than that,
well, if he's got the players to suit his particular system, he's a good he's a good coach. But if he ain't got the players to suit his particular style of playing, I don't think he's got two. Don't think he's got two different tactics. I think he's got one. And when he was at Chelsea, he was allowed to build the players, get the players for that tactic. I think that's what he was allowed to do. And you know, I don't think
when you've got unlimited money. No, well, when you've got unlimited money. Yeah.
So, and it was very similar as well, the Inter team. When you look at like Wesley Sneijder, you know, the sort of the playmaker, he was like the Lampard, used to get in on the goals. He used to have Ibrahimovic up front, didn't he? Who was like the Drogba, the lead man.
Yeah.
You know, it was very similar in terms of how they set up. He has to have a very, very, I mean, all teams have to have a strong spine, but I'm saying that he's got a very specific style of the way he plays, and he needs the players to suit that. And I just don't think he can do it without. But I reckon he's going to be in the core. Who do you think? Top six. So last
two players.
Sorry, who was your 5 and 6?
Mine was Tottenham in 5th. No, mine's Tottenham in 5th, Everton in 6th.
Right, okay. Mine was. Who was your one?
Mine was Everton in 5, Chelsea in 6.
Right. Okay. I think I'm going to shock you both here. So I'm going to go Tottenham 5th. I think they'll hold on and grab that 5th spot. But for 6th place, I'm going to say West Ham.
I knew you were going to say West Ham.
I'm going to say West Ham.
Okay. Tell us why, please.
Yes.
The reason why
tell us why.
because at the moment, with the squad that they've got, they're working very well together. They are a very close-knit squad. And with the likes of Declan Rice and things like that, and what's his name? What's his name at the top?
Antonio.
Antonio, that's it. With them two on the pitch, I think they're just playing extremely well at the moment. And I think over the second half of the season, I think they're just going to hold on and overtake Everton.
He's a good player.
Okay.
Antonio's a good player. Declan Rice is unbelievable, and you know it looks like he'll end up. I would actually put a bit of money on him going to Chelsea next summer. And I think Kante will make way. Maybe Jorginho. I think a couple of these players are going to make way. But look at
you might see those at West Ham.
Yeah, you never know. But
here's a question: do you think Lampard will be there next season?
No. But the way it's going, I don't know if he's going to be there next week.
Wow!
And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Frank. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I think they should keep him, and I think they should let him. I think they should let him ride it out and get rid of a few players. But I just don't think Abramovich is that guy. I think Abramovich is going to go laters.
Andrei Shevchenko to take his place.
Either Thomas Tuchel. He could do a job there, or that other German guy, the Red Bull Leipzig guy. Is it Leipzig? He's a manager.
Leipzig,
He's very, very young. Very, very young.
There was talk of Andrei Shevchenko.
Andrei Shevchenko, stop that.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, what is that?
That's a bad idea.
Leipzig. I sort of know his name. Red Bull Leipzig, and the manager Julian Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann. He's so young.
Okay, yeah.
And he's a German coach, and he's just a really good. He's just a really good coach. I think he was one of the youngest managers, to manage a Champions League team, something stupid like that. I mean, even Do you know he's 33 years old now?
Flipping out, mate.
33 can still be playing.
That is true.
Yeah, like he's a defender playing. Yeah, he ended his career young, but I think he could be a good manager at Chelsea. Again, Thomas Tuchel or that Nagelsmann, I think they'll go for if Lampard gets kicked out. So we've got our 5 and 6s. Out of who do you think is going to get the sack? Just who and why? I think Lampard will get the sack before the season ends. And I think Arsenal will keep Arteta no matter what happens for at least to get to the end of this season. I don't think they'll get rid of him, and I think they'll go beyond and give him another season as well because Arsenal just don't like getting rid of no one.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, I think the reason they'll keep Arteta is because Arteta won't ask for money to get in players. He won't push that, and that board like people who don't ask for money to go and buy new players to freshen up the squad or whatnot. So they'll be like, "Oh, you ain't asking for nothing. We'll give you another contract."
I think you're right. So I think they love a man who's not spending the money, don't they? That's why I think Wenger stayed on and overstayed his welcome for so long because he just ended up staying on and doing his thing, didn't he? And he wasn't spending no money as such. I mean, they don't mind a seasonally 50 mil player, but then they'll back that up with like 2 freebies. So it's like
they're not really spending. And then when you think about it, they're spending less. They're like, well, we've spent 50 million on a player, and you've bought in 2 freebies that are absolute crap.
Yeah.
Like, why not just put the money in?
They're always buying crap.
David Luiz, yeah.
They buy everyone's scraps, Arsenal. And do you know what? Looking at some of their young players, I think they're unbelievable. And I just think, why would you go? Why do you keep going to buy other people? Players that are not good enough to go in your rival teams. Why are you buying them? Well, why are you bringing them into your team if they're not good enough?
And you're not doing anything for your youth team development because what you need is some influential players, some seasoned players that your youth can look up to and learn from.
Yeah.
But you're just bringing them in and you haven't got much experience in your team, and that's a massive problem. For me, I think. Do you remember the whole Luis Suarez fiasco when Arsenal? What is it? They made an offer of £40 million and £1.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
do you remember when they done that? That should have showed Arsenal fans, that the club does not respect, that the board does not respect the club, and they don't respect the fans. Yeah. Because regardless of whether you've done that just to open contract talks or make inquiries or so on and so forth, you are showing the fans that we'll inquire, but we're not going to do anything.
We're not serious.
We're not serious. That was a disrespect to Liverpool, but that was more of a disrespect to your fans. That was a disrespect to the club, to the badge. Like if you, the owner, could not respect your club, how are you expecting me as an outsider, as a Liverpool fan, to number one respect your club, and how are you expecting the fans to expect respect to the club? I mean, that's a joke.
Yeah, I think I just think when you try to pull off a move like that, or you even suggest pulling off a move like that, you're just berating your own team. To say that we've got this money, because we all know that they've got the money somewhere. Teams have got the money. It's like United, isn't it? Why? I don't know what ridiculousness went on in the summer for Jadon Sancho not to land in Manchester. I don't know what stupidness. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the most horrible transfer windows that I've ever watched at United. For them to say so much and get everyone's hopes up about getting Sancho in and then not turn up with him was just heartbreaking. It was absolute heartbreaker. And I was even gutted about Thiago going to Liverpool. Like that done my head in. One of my favourite players of all time. But
and you just think to yourself,
there's a theory that he's actually slowing the play down because of his intelligence.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah. I heard about. Wasn't it?
Intelligent passing is slowing the play down.
That's what I've heard. There was something, wasn't it? Something to do with Jamie Carragher mentioning it or something like that.
Yeah, he said that the way that he plays is more like a Bayern, and Liverpool play more on the counter. You know, they don't play a lot of possession like that. So I don't know. You know, is he got to adjust to Liverpool, or Liverpool got to adjust to him?
Well, the thing is, I think he has to adjust. He has to adjust to Liverpool, and he has to adjust to the league as well. Like you can't get everybody to adjust to you.
Yeah.
You have to adjust to the majority.
And do you know what? It's not like he's a young player who can run your team. Because I'll tell you what, right? There's one player on this earth. If I had the most money, I would go and buy straight away, and that's Haaland, the kid Haaland, mate.
Oh yeah,
mate.
Is that the
boy?
Bayern Munich? Is that the boy from Bayern Munich?
Dortmund.
Dortmund, yeah. Okay, yeah, Dortmund.
You know what? He's obviously Alf-Inge Haaland's son, the one who famously got his career ruined by Roy Keane while he was at City. The kid was born in Leeds. He looks like a massive Viking, but he's born in Leeds. Supports Leeds United. Yeah. He supports Leeds United. You know, he's just unreal. The kid, like he's smashing scoring records. But he's built like an absolute tank. And he's quicker than most players. He's just unbelievable. As a striker, like 6'4" odd as well. He's so young. I think he's the best player in the world. And for me, Ronaldo is the best player in the world that I've ever seen. You know, Portuguese Ronaldo. My top three is Brazilian Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, then Portuguese Ronaldo. Cantona, they're like my top four sort of best players. Yeah. But that boy is going to go places. You watch when Ronaldo slows down, it's going to be between Haaland and Mbappe. But if Mbappe don't sort his head out, I'm telling you what, it could be a quick slip demise for Mbappe. I think he needs to get out of PSG.
And that's a shame, because when you've got that kind of ability, that the ability that Mbappe has, or even Paul Pogba, your names, you could build a legacy where your name is in that list, mentioned with all of the greats. But you'll just go down as you was a good footballer. You was a good footballer, but
you were good, but not really that draw, that top. Are you going to be? The thing is, Mbappe, you could just say, well, really, the minute Ronaldo, Messi, these players, you can see him being a Ballon d'Or winner. Mbappe is going to be a Ballon d'Or winner. But now Haaland's come, and they reckon that Haaland and Mbappe are going to be the next Messi and Ronaldo fighting it out for that.
So on that Messi and Ronaldo, who's the better player?
Ronaldo. Now, what are you talking about players, right? And this is my explanation for it as a footballing man and not a fan. If you're talking about God-given talent, the baby comes out of the mum, you chuck a ball at it and it controls it. That's Messi, isn't it? Messi was born, like when God was making the players, he said, Messi, I'm going to give you football skills. Like that's going to be your blessing. I'm blessing football skills on you to do what you want with. And Messi came out and he could do anything with a football that he wanted to do. So, like, naturally gifted footballer, like no training footballer with the natural of everything. That has got to be Messi. Like, on the ball has got to be Messi. Ronaldo, though, has got is number one for me, not because of the step overs, but the sheer drive, grit, and determination to build something out of nothing, and to do that over many, many years. Like Messi's burning out now, and Ronaldo is breaking records still. Ronaldo is breaking records still, and to go from what he's done, hard work, determination. He wants to show people around the world that he can do it in their leagues. He's gone to different leagues. He works every day to try and make his body so it will last longer, so he can play for longer. So for me, my argument for Ronaldo isn't that he's a better footballer, but is that he's a better player. If I was to choose one,
He was.
him. You see the leadership.
He was hungry.
Barcelona,
like I'm telling you, the thing is,
he's damned. Whereas Ronaldo is on the, like when he came off for Portugal, he's managing the team standing in front of the manager, managing the team when Portugal in the final.
you look at it, yeah, and I was watching him in an interview with Patrice Evra, and Patrice Evra was like, Ronaldo, he's earned everything that he's got. He's earned. I'll tell you a story, and you know Patrice Evra, he said. Yeah. So he said, yes, you come round to my house for lunch. Yeah. He was like, and then after we go into the pool and we do some laps, and then we went on the bike, and then we went on the sauna. He said, this guy, he's just all he knows is work. That's all he knows. And I was like, flipping hell, the guy's just on it, and he's earned everything that Ronaldo has, everything that Ronaldo is, and everything that he's acquired. He has earned every single little bit of it.
If you were going to teach your son about a sportsman, a footballer, it would be him that you tell your son to watch.
Exactly.
Even if it was just about determination, how to achieve your goals. Like he's an inspiration, and you can apply that to anything. His story is transferable.
Yeah, everyone
knows across
that.
Anything.
Everyone knows that. That's why he gets so much respect from his peers, because people know that not only is he an incredible footballer, but he's the hardest worker on the pitch. He's the hardest worker in the room. He's the hardest worker in the gym.
On the pitch and off the pitch. On the pitch and
he's
off
the hardest
pitch.
worker. So he gets that respect as well, not only from being a good footballer, but they think, you know what? He's. It's like, for instance, someone like a young person growing up, and the minute they hit 18, someone gives them a mansion. But then the other person gets 18 and they build their own house. They build their own mansion.
Yeah.
And you sort of so Messi was like, he was given these skills, these talents. I know he's worked hard and etc. But I'm saying, he's naturally gifted. Whereas Ronaldo weren't the best footballer. When he came to United, he was not the best footballer. And he's created that since we've seen him on telly. We've watched him become as good as he is, where Messi burst on the scene, and Messi was as good now as he was when he was 17 playing with Ronaldinho. He was still that good.
Yeah.
There was no difference. He just had Ronaldinho to look up to. But now he's still as good. And that's
the thing is,
my argument is.
He had Messi had Ronaldinho. That Barcelona team that Messi entered into, he was training with some of these players. So he was witness to greatness straight off the bat.
And you know, the funny thing is, even Ronaldo, at the time, they said that he was the best player on the training pitch. Like, they were like, this kid, he's going to take over the world. Like, Thierry Henry, I see him in an interview, and he was like, this kid's going to take over the world of football. Like, he's the best thing I've ever seen, best player I've ever seen. And like Ronaldinho says, don't worry about me retiring. I'm leaving my legacy in good hands. And they thought there was going to be another Brazilian like Robinho. They thought he was talking about Robinho, and he was like Lionel Messi. And they were like, "What, an Argentinian? Like, you're not even loyal." They thought he was like, "You're not even loyal to your country. You're giving it to the other one.
I'm leaving it.
I'm a South American." But yeah, he said, "I'm leaving it in good hands." You know, but who do you reckon? Paul? Obviously, you're Ronaldo.
I'm a Ronaldo as well, yeah. But my reason for it is, well, I mean, you pretty much covered it, but the reason why I would choose Ronaldo over Messi is for the simple fact that they're both great footballers, both absolutely world class. But Messi has only ever proved himself in the Barcelona team.
Yeah.
For his country, he doesn't show up.
Whereas
Ronaldo,
you're right about that.
He doesn't. That's right.
Ronaldo has been there for club and country. He's proved himself in 3 different leagues in 3 different countries.
Portugal, you know what I mean? England, Spain and Italy.
And Spain,
Exactly. Everywhere he goes, he breaks records, he scores goals. His form, I don't think I've ever seen Ronaldo have a bad game. In every game I've ever watched him in, I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad game.
No.
Whereas Messi, as I say, he's great for his club on their day when they play, but he never shows up for his country. Ronaldo has won multiple things with club and country, and it's just
every different team he's played for.
Exactly, he's always shown up, and
it's always been the most influential player.
Consistency.
Exactly.
I think you're right,
He's
consistent, exactly, and I think that goes back to what you said about his hard work and obviously his passion to work hard.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
He's probably I think with that, he's probably the most consistent player. He's probably the most consistent footballer in the world.
Yeah, he's mashing up records. He's literally.
How old is he now? What, 34?
He's 34, and he's just scored like so many goals that he's the football history's top ever goal scorer.
Yeah,
like that's a madness. Like,
really.
Do you know how many goals you've got to score every year, every season from 18 to get to where he is? Like, how many actual goals has he got? Because he's been in the news lately.
That's what I'm just looking at. I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah, that's a good figure to find out.
Yeah. How many is Ronaldo? 750 I've got here, Cor.
That is mad.
750 and
career goals.
750 goals. So if you pass, so how old is he? 34.
I got 760.
760.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
1,040 games, scored 760 goals. He's got 222 assists. Hang on, there's some more stats here. If I can get it up.
And this was that was done 16 hours ago.
Right, so this is the facts. If you start at 18, that's the update one. It's the updated one. Yeah, that's the updated. You know what though? So if you started at 18, right, and finished at 34, you would have to score 47.5 goals a season every season for 16 years to get to where he is.
That is crazy.
If you get one season where you only score 35, you ain't catching him.
You're out.
so how many players are going to do that from 18 to 34, score 47.5 goals, 47 goals a year for 16 years? I mean, I say the half because it mounts up to another 8 goals at the end. But who's going to score 47.5 goals?
Yeah, who's going to
per season for 16 straight years? That's
nobody with VAR.
No one now with VAR coming in. No one.
That's gonna So now you're gonna have to earn your goals, but again, that just shows how consistent he is, and it shows how great he is. It shows what he's put in.
Consistency, mate, is absolute key. But so, Cor, do you want to just read out the final top? Did you write down the sixes, or did you just do the fours?
I just done the fours.
All right, so give us the top fours before we conclude.
Right, okay. So Martin's top 4. We have Liverpool in first place, Man City in second place, Man United in third place, and Leicester City in fourth place. For Dino, has gone with Man United in first place. Thanks, Dino. Liverpool in second place, Man City in third place, and Leicester City in fourth place.
Woo!
And I have gone, and I've also put Rob's name down because he's when I was reading it, he's done exactly the same. Man City first, Liverpool second, Man United third, and Leicester City fourth. So
is that how I went as well?
No, you went Liverpool first, City second, and we've gone City first, Liverpool second.
Oh, okay.
So
but we all are in agreement that Leicester will probably finish fourth this season.
Yeah, I just think I don't know if anyone can nick it above them, and sadly for Chelsea and Arsenal, I just don't know if they've got enough oomph in the tank to
make the cut
to get even in that top 6. I just honestly don't think they are. So, but no, well done, boys. That is a good hour and a half chat about football, and that's what we're here for. Just some blokes having a chat about football. It's been great to have your company, Robert Blake. thank you very much for all your comments, mate, and getting involved.
Number one fan.
Number one fan, and mate, you know, we'd love to get you on here as much as you can. Yeah, try and get on for next week, maybe if you fancy it. But yeah, just some blokes talking about football, and that's what we wanted to do, boys. We'll do this every Thursday. Chat about the latest sort of news and what's going on. We've put the top 4 to rights this week. Next week we'll definitely have another subject to talk about. There's a few floating about. I'm going to chuck on the WhatsApp group later, and we can have a look at them. Next week, so we'll crack on. I'll see you boys for another 1-2 chat show next week. You want to say goodbye to everyone?
Everyone, thanks for watching tonight. We really appreciate all your support, all the comments and everything that you put in there. Really helps us do what we do. Yeah, thanks very much again.
Dino?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Thank you for making those comments. Rob, thank you very much for trying to check my sobriety on some of the comments I made about Harry Kane. No, I haven't been drinking. I'm gonna have a cup of tea later, but this is great, and it's great always talking to Martin and Corey and having that little banter.
Well done,
it's a pleasure.
I love it, man. I love it.
Well done, Dino. And boys, make sure we all, if anyone could, watching this on YouTube, if you could subscribe for us and share the videos. We're trying to get the videos
comment
out there. Comment. We need these videos out there now. We need to start pushing the YouTube channel. I know a lot of people, they will watch it on Facebook, and we do get a lot of views on Facebook, but we really need to start pushing that YouTube channel. So if you can jump on there and like and comment, subscribe to us, that'd be amazing. This is a completely different show to the Together Stronger show. So yeah, if you want to come along with us and talk about football, if you fancy being a guest, please do. I've got to sort myself out because the boys have messaged me. Harry Maguire never won the league with Leicester. He joined the year after. So 80 million. 80 million is still hard. Gonzo checked me on that one, and so did Rob early on. They both checked me on that, and I did check because I was still like, nah, you don't know nothing. And actually, but that's why I've left it to the end of the show to fess up and put it right. So hands up to that one. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again 7 o'clock next week. Although we might change the time. If there's any football on, we might try and do some watch-alongs. So Dino, we'll have to have a chat about that. We'll have a chat about that in the group and see if we can do some watch-alongs.
Yeah, man. I'm actually kind of watching along right now. I'm not even too sure how to turn the camera around. But
he's having a watch along. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, right, yeah. Let's do it, man.
All right. We'll see you later on. Have a good evening.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.